Priscilla. My people, can you hear me? Please say something in the chat. Can you hear me? Hey, my handsome prince, Ronald. How are you? Hey, Andrew. Our prince, our royalties are here. Can you guys hear me well? Awesome. My father's sons and daughters are here. Hey, Thomas. Greeting, Monkosi Thomas. We have Monkosi already. Monkosi Andrew. Come on in. Absolutely. Absolutely, Andrew. We have every reason to feel that way because we are blessed. Come on in. Grand Rising, Bantu Queen. All right. We have Queen Dread. It's my pleasure. My people, my love. Satan Zambe hired my family to love you guys. So what do you think? K Brown, I see you. Monkosi. Awesome, awesome. Bad tatas, bad nanas are here. My father's sons and daughters, the royals of Africa, they are rolling in. All right, no more jokes. Who said that? Who said that we were gone? Who made that lie? I see them rolling in. Here comes our queens. All right, Pamela Hood, I see you. Bantu Queen, Queen Dread. They're rolling in. My father's daughters, not the bastards out there. I know our royals, our crown ones are there. Look at them. Hey, Nisi. Yes. Our royals. Who said that? The time Tatan Zambe had set for us to awaken is here. So let all our royals answer the call. These amazing sons and daughters of our fallen kings and queens, you are out there. Don't let the savages quiet you out. Rise up. Take your place from among us. I know you there. We are not all savages. Yes, absolutely. Learn about uplift. That's right. All right. The savages are running around thinking, all right, that the crown royals are all gone. You know, many of them are happy that our forefathers lost the battle. It was a chance to power for them. That's why you see some of them, no matter what, they have to sell out because it's the only chance for them to be relevant. So take heart, my dear royals of Africa. We are not savages, my dear child. We are not. We are true royals, blue blood. They don't enslave idiots. What can an idiot give to you? Nothing. They enslave royals. All right? We have a prestigious identity, a God-given identity. Go and watch the video about the meaning of our names, the names of our forefathers. The link is in the description box below. All right? The reason why we are called chosen, because Tata Nzambe chose. In the house of our ancestor Noah, he chose Shem to be his lineage on earth. When you hear some of our kids that are already woke refer to us as divine being, yes, we are. Shem means the creator. So we are the lineage of the creator. What do you think we got an ass whooping for that? Right? Anybody gonna want to steal that? Because the people, the group of people who truly know God, and you know, God created all of us, but the way they connect to God is not the way we, all right, his direct descendants do connect to him. But nevertheless, we are all his children. So those who do know God, they know what we represent because Tata Nzambe told them too who we are. So what makes you think a group of people wouldn't want to, you know, steal that identity and be rolled the red carpet for? Yes, chosen Nisi, we are. So I know it bothers many to actually realize that we could be more than just what the former masters told us, that we were just slaves. We were born just to serve them. I know it's a lot of information to consume, but we are who we are, my children. It is what it is, okay? We are chosen. What does it mean? We do not need to meet any specific qualification or requirement. Simply out of pure love, just like a father or a mother got many kids in his or her house, but there's one that the pull is closer to his heart. It's just like that. So those who have a problem with that, they need to take it to our God, the God of our ancestors, the God of Israel. We are Bantu Yistalayeli. Watch the video, my children. Cabron said the one-eyed man and the one-eyed woman have intensified their effort to destroy us. They will not succeed. They will never succeed, my children. That's why it is important that we wake up. You know, our brother Isaiah Congo, Jesus, he told us that it will be done unto us as we believe. So you see, that's why it is important for them to make us believe that we are nobodies, we are slaves. But the minute we reclaim our identity, the minute we start observing the commandments of our God, we become it. Do you understand? Okay, my children. You can, Thomas, Monkosi Thomas, you can send me an email. Go to our about page. You will find the email, and my assistant will forward it to me, or I'll read it myself directly. Okay? We are chosen, so be aware of that. You know, not long ago, I was just like you, my dear children, just like I explained that the survivor royals had to live in deep secrecy, okay? Because for a long time, even after the falling of our people, they were still hunting us down. They were trying to make sure that they wipe out, you know, the remaining members of every family, royal family, because they didn't come just to those of you who are out there calling it slave trade. They never traded with us. It was a full-out blown war against our land and our people. So after they murdered the kings and stuff, they had spies, you know, going around hunting after us, you know, identifying us. So this is how some tribes were able to get a portion of some of our lands, because the invader will give them a portion of our lands for betraying us. So my dear children, when I say that, be careful with those who among us are so lost. They're going to see us as so different as themselves just because they're of a different tribe, or just because they fell under a different colonizer, or all that nonsense. Be careful with this, that, because in our history, the tribes that were viewing the other tribe different, they went to the extreme of joining with the invaders to exterminate them. When someone who looks just like you start murmuring that we're different, be careful with those. These are the ones that will have your child trafficked and feel that it's not their problem. They view themselves so different to you than they're capable of doing the worst to you. Okay? KB Chavo, I see you, Mamonkozi. My father's children are there. Yes. So my dear children, we have to be cognitive of that. Let me give you the royal blessing as we always open. Mbolo, my children, may peace always be in your home. Love, no matter what we go through, always in your heart. You know, it's love is a key ingredient to our magic. So even when we fight, those who defect, those who betray us, the beating is that much more intensified because we're beating them from a place of love. Ah. So my children, peace, love, and unity. Let's continue. So today I was moved to warm the heart of our children. It is important that I warm your hearts. Okay? I remind you the season in which we are in, the season of restoration. Tatan Zambe looks at us and fell in love with us again, pretty much. This is what is happening. All right? Vixen, no, Vicky. Hi, Queen. Thank you for coming on My Husband and I. Vicky loves you so much. I love you too. I tell you, my father's sons and daughters, they hear my voice. They know who I am to them. Okay? Their ears start unlocking. Click. Some of them would hear like a radio station trying to tune into another frequency. Yes, that's the effect a queen has on her people. All right? When you come in contact with me, you should feel better. You should feel like there's a weight lifted off of you. Back in the days, that's what our job was, to uplift the people of God, to encourage them, to protect them, to be that daddy to the people, give them land, share the wealth with them. It was like that. You, Thomas say, Monkosi Thomas say, I'm so ready to go from this. I won't say it, my prince, because you know these people. It's like, you know, when I published the video on our boss, the Yah of the Yahs, I mean, from the time I put Yahuda in the title, I mean, they just started slowing the view, I mean, dramatically. It's like they have keyword on certain names, just like the name Bantu. is a word that had been banned, just like the name of our God, the God of our ancestor. They were banning us for a while from using the name Zambe. So you see, my children, now this time we're taking back everything. We're taking back, we're claiming back our identity. What does it mean, my beautiful children? It means that we are claiming back our values, our traditions, our customs, okay? We're claiming back our spirituality, the way we used to connect to Tata Zambe, we're claiming all that back, all right? And the people shall see the transformation before their eyes, because we went from naked, my children, to wearing our royal coats. That's right. Monkosi Thomas said, to build a great empire that will never fall. We are not playing this time. No, my prince, we are not. Okay? So the demons out there better be ready, because the children of the Most High are awakening. And we are not taking any captive. Who do they take us for? They take us for our former masters, who took them as captives and pulled them out of their fathers and mothers' houses. We royals, we travel light, okay? We don't take no prisoners with us. Either you feel it in your vein that you are more than what they made of us, or you leave us alone, because we got big sticks for those daring us this time around. Right, my children? Yeah, my children, enough is enough. Division has been our killers. Those trying to pull you in a corner. No, we're different. Tell them, I cast out the demon in you, because you're probably a child of Simeon or Levi. Tatan Zambe, our ancestors say, he shall never be called with among their assembly. So even when they're assembled, do not, my children, do not, because the purge is in full effect. We are one, okay? Abisha Baz, I see you, my dear royal. Welcome. Welcome to our fantastic palace. Royals only. Those who vibrate at that vibrations, you know. My dear sons and daughters, what happened to us, you have to elevate yourself above it, because when you're conscious of the package, the benefit package that comes with our identity, you will understand why some thieves would want to misappropriate it. You know, people will do what people do, but it's our responsibility to prevent it from happening again. If Tatan Zambe said it's sin that got you there, let us leave sin alone. If Tatan Zambe said it's division that got you there, let us leave division alone. Or we need to be quiet and hand everything over to those who've been fighting us, because too much blood had been shed. Too many valuable sons and daughters have been given to the savages by our own people. Let's not forget that. Okay? When you see them lining up an all black staff in the White House, because they're about to really screw up some people. And since they want our faces to be out there to be the enemy of the whole world, they got to put our black faces there everywhere. Our children have lost track of who they are. So they take it as a, oh, it's like a promotion. No, no, my children, they're using you. How come when they're doing something good, they don't put our face? When they're screwing people up, they put our faces front line. Why? So the little kid that grows up in that country sees us as enemy, all of us. Wake up, stop taking their position, their poisonous gifts. Okay, my people. So now that we know who we are, it's forevermore our responsibility to make better decisions. Okay? Once you know who you are bound to make better decisions. Let me share a little clips of my crowning. You know, when they were calling the kings on our lineage, and then we get to Ngningone of the now, those who, you know, already purchased the video on Vimeo or watch it on my Patreon. When we go to Ngningone of Manasseh, you know, I was like, are you guys serious? These are our people. I was like, I come out of that ceremony ever since. I don't care to be a peasant. Okay? So, to our children out there, please understand the prestigious identity we are born with and understand why some people wanted to steal it. So it helps you heal. It was our own fault. Tatanzambe gave us mandate. And when we got in the promised land, he blessed us with crowns and wealth. We did our own way. The savagery intensified. So today I would like to touch on the relationship between African fathers and their children. Okay? Contrary to what the enemies of our forefathers have made the world believe about them. Oh, Queen Drake said Dr. Mbumbi show on YouTube has been told to stop talking about the African news. She is being silenced. We need our own channel. They lie and orchestrate narratives. Absolutely. Absolutely. But you see the division. Instead of uniting, what do? Each time we get the opportunity to get together, we compete. We think that everybody is out to become a celebrity. Our people have been enslaved, and therefore many of us are deprived of attention. So they use the social media, they use you know, the struggle of our people as a trampoline to get to fame. So you see, so these people that, you know, betray us out there, they come on our faces, they're not about the struggle, they just want their name out there, they want to get noticed by a brand, and whatever else goes in their head, that's all they care about. So when it comes time to quiet them, it's easy. You see them do a 180. It's because of that, our division. Be careful, ban the people who are so divisive. Division has been our killer. Because if we start something, our own people won't support it. We can start platforms and platforms and platforms, but our own people, they won't support it. Something like a video, a beautiful video I put out there, they won't support it. They want to bootleg it because they want an opportunity to be the one sitting on their stage delivering that information instead of all of us working together. Our blessing comes only when we are blessing to another one of us. That's why you see the mimickers, they take it very seriously. They will drive miles to go and buy from another one of them. It's our spiritual and wealth secret. So when we are out there sabotaging, we're prolonging our captivity. You see? We're prolonging our captivity. When we out there, you know, your spirit is telling you that the person you're following, the person you're listening, you know, listening to someone is just not like watching them on TV or on the internet. No. Whatever they convey to you, you absorb of their energy. And many of our children, I'm sorry, are demonically possessed. So when they get in contact with the people, they have that exchange of energy. So the weak one of us, their guards are not activated, so they don't know how to filter such energy. They absorb it, and then they feel sick, and then they feel weighed down, and then they feel depressed, and then they want to fight people for no reason. You see, in reclaiming our identity is also reclaiming our God nature. God children are pure. We have to maintain a certain level of purity within us. What is purity, my children? Innocence. Let your yea be yea and mean yea. Let your nay be nay and mean nay. Have pure intention toward everybody and everything you get involved into. You know, slavery and everything, all the survival technique we use were really imposed on us to destroy us, to take us further from our godly nature. We can't claim to be part of Israel and be hateful as the people who have enslaved us, because our God is not hateful. He is not. He's a God of such purity and love. It's amazing. And I want each one of you to have that God experience with him. We are divine beings, you know. That's why I would like to tell you, my people, to activate the God in you. Let go of resentment. Say, Tatanzambe, all those who have wronged me, you say you don't want us to hold that burden. I surrender it to you for you to deal with them, for you to avenge me. Because trust and believe he will whoop them better than you can if you try. So lift that burden and be that peaceful person you are called to be as a child of Israel. We are not meant to be hateful, evil. You know, if the expression of our happiness is making somebody unhappy, because in the process of us expressing our happiness, we are offending somebody else, we need to retreat and rethink about the way we're communicating. Okay? Vicky said, Queen, ever seen I wake up? Oops, I missed it. Let me catch it here. Ever since I woke up about who we are, I work differently. I work and act differently and work and they can see I do, and they see that they treat me as a wise old man. It's because of the truth. Yes, it will be done unto you as you believe. You know, one day I went to the store. One day I went to the store and of course I was wearing my crown. I had my braids, and one of our son came at the cash register. He was like kind of like eyeing me, right? He was like looking over, like eyeing me and stuff. And then he finished, getting checked out. And then he came to my lane. He was like, he heard me speak. I was talking to my sister. We were speaking in French. And then he said, I knew you were African. There's just something about the African sister that is just so pure. He told me. And I looked at him. I'm like, for you to be drawn by my purity, it means that your own purity is of that same level. And then he looked at me. He's like, you look like royalty. I'm like, now, are you going to properly greet your queen? When I tell you that the sons and daughters of our fallen kings are out there among you. Because the frequency, the energy level, a lot of people see me in the street and they're like, you know, they don't feel that pull. Because, you know, we different rank. You know, that son of a king who approached me, he approached me just like he would have approached me back at home. And no telling, maybe our parents' compound were neighbors, because spiritually he has that familiarity with me. Whereas somebody else would see me and feel intimidated and just started hating because they feel like, ooh, she's too different from me. So you see, we never lose our people. We never lose our ranks. That's why it is important that among you, you maintain peace. Absolutely. Queen Dre say, I live in the USA. If someone commit a crime against a family member or loved one, they cannot then come in and run the show. Absolutely, my daughter. It's the insanity, my dear children, I told you. The insanity of the master spread down to their slaves. Yes, for many of us, captivity was inevitable. But what we should never, my children, give to them is our mind. That one they can never have. Never. So you have to understand the relationship between, you know, African fathers and their children. You have to understand that for the African man back in the days, okay, our elders is in our culture to view children as wealth, because Tatan Zambe told our people that children are gifts from him, okay? So usually, even no matter if the guy appears to be like materially what would be judged poor, but if he has many children, consider him the wealthy man in your town, county, whatever, country, and all the above, okay? It's because of that principle that for the African man, his children are his number one wealth. So when the invaders, of course, you have to understand why I'm so furious, because I'm a proud daughter of my fathers. I know African fathers are very loving toward children. It is in our mores and values. Our mothers teach us that a child is the way to a man's heart when it comes to African man. In our culture, in our society, the women that were having, the more children you were having for your husband, the more it will put you above all the other wives, because they equate their children with their wealth. And it is a known fact. If you guys wonder why some of our daughters here, our sons call it a trap, that our daughters trap you with babies. It is not something they just came doing just because they are now in America, and in America having a child comes with an incentive. It's something that is deep rooted in our mores and value and just custom of who we are. Our mothers have been using their children as a way to their men's heart since back in the days. It's been like that. It is important that you click on the link on the description box below to go and see the part 1 of the 12 tribes of Israel. You will see in there the dynamic. You see that relationship. You have these 4 mothers. We have 4 mothers of ours in a compound competing about having children for our ancestor Yakuba. What does it tell you? It tells you 2 things, okay? Number 1, Yakuba was the king, as I previously explained, because our mothers, they don't get hot like that for nobody. You know, kings were very sought after because Tata Nzambe select a family, you know, to be his representative, to be his enforcer, you know, to be that daddy over the people. It means that Tata Nzambe has identified in that lineage, you know, king-worthy quality. And the number one king-worthy quality is a loving heart. A king gotta love his people. Tata Nzambe won't choose him if he's not capable of loving his people and including dying for his people. So you see, so a lot of our mothers, when it came to a king, they didn't care. Even they were wife 14, wife 15, no, because these were the guys we wanted to multiply. Why? Not only because they have that earthly physical wealth, but the royal families also come with a vast spiritual amount of wealth. You know, these are strong blood lineages, like handpicked by God. So yes, we want to line up in there and multiply that guy, right? So our mothers have been using children as a way to our father's heart. Our mothers used to tell, in the case of arranged marriages, like they used to do back in the days, sometimes the brides, you know, they be worried that he won't love me because it's just the parents hooking us up. What did our mothers used to tell them is like, no, once you put a child or two in his arm, he's gonna melt. So you see, our mothers been pimping us to get to the heart of our fathers. Now, in the society we live, of course, our daughters still have it. But now a child comes with a check, right? So there's an incentive added to it. But what I want our sons out there to understand the psychology behind our daughters, you know, when they can't have your heart, they're going to want your money. Okay? So you have to see it as that because it's in us. So the least you spray around and messing with girls that could possibly get vengeful, the better off you're going to be. Because that thing, it's in us. We would have children for a complete loser we know can't even take care of them. It has nothing to do with money. When they want your heart and they can't get it, they come for your money. You have to understand how our daughters function, okay? So it will limit conflict among you guys. So with that, you have to understand two things. That for the African man, a child is of great importance. So to the lying lips out there that go and spread the lies of their former masters, may those lips be silenced, because you can't discuss people you don't know anything about except what their worst enemy told you about them. You know, whatever they have, they took from our fathers. They stole their wealth. They even carry art out of their towns. They carry city names. They were not ingenious. They carry our fathers' children to go and build their wealth and enslave them. If you ask me, you know, our former masters are those losers, those thieves who can create nothing. That's why I'm a proud daughter of my forefathers, because even the cities they're sitting in, are the names of our forefathers. Our forefathers created these cities. So you see, they work with their energy. Anything attached to us is blessing. That's why those who want to remain slave, good luck to y'all. So you see how it is impossible for our fathers to be these insensitive people who, like, you know, they already had everything. They were gifting these South European gold when they come around us, gifting them like a welcome gift. And some lousy idiots, some of our children out there, so stupid. They go around, they think they're that precious, that the richest men on earth go and sell their stinky behind, you know? So in awakening, we have to revalue our people. They took everything from them. We should be the last people on earth, their own children, to come around and disgrace their name and insult them and talk down onto them. It's a big disgrace for those who do that. So understand the psychology of our daughters out there. If you want to limit, if you want to limit chaos in your life, okay, don't take your jewel everywhere and spread it, because Bantu women, I mean, they love to the core, and they're very vengeful in nature. Worse again, when they're born with a Mami Wata spirit. Now that one, you don't want to get her upset, or you don't want to get one of her daughters frustrated. She's gonna make you, she's gonna cripple you. She comes after your finances. She, in some cases, she can make you impotent. You guys are not slaves. You guys need to get that out of your mind. You guys came with whatever you guys were made of back home. Okay? So in reclaiming our identity is reclaiming the whole us. Okay, my children? So you have to understand the peculiar nature that comes with us. When people are at war with you, they don't have to cut you any slack. And I want us to stop walking around with our chip on the shoulder. We have to take responsibility for what happened and ensure that it never happens again. Okay? That's all we need to do as far as I'm concerned. Going around, poor me, poor me, poor me. Yeah, poor me when they call you aside, give you a shake, you shut up. You go from poor me, the same people you were talking trash about, now you now come and defend. We see this. So that's why it is important, you know, that the sons and daughters of our fallen kings out there, our crown royals out there, I know you are out there. I know that the era we were living was the era where the evil one get compensated. The lousier one, the lousiest one of us, the one really compromising the integrity of our nature, were the one with the vast following and stuff. But do not shy away from being that king you are called to be, especially in this time. Our youth need you. You have a responsibility at hand. You are responsible of our youth in our community. Go and watch the video. Each one of the tribe had a job to fulfill within the nation. And now that they have scattered us in this time of awakening, if you feel a pull, something is telling you, take care of this, because leaders are born. Puppets are made. Leaders are born. A leader doesn't need a permission to take charge. A leader sees a deficiency and decides to go take care of it. Oh, this is running dry. Let me fill it up. Okay? This is running dry. Let me fill it up, and stuff like that. So you have to answer the call. Many of you are awakening. Many of you get that. Clear, you hear Tatan Zambe talk to you. You think, oh, something. No, my children. We are connected. An ancestor wants you to take care of a particular issue, but you scared to come out with it because the net and everything is populated by these just hateful idiots. Some people out there, they see a kind video, somebody just pouring life, warming people's heart, giving us courage and stuff. They will come and just drop a line, one single line, and they will pollute the whole energy with their venom. So you need to rise and let your light shine, and shine bright. Okay, my sons and daughters, our queens, we have some solid daughters out there. I bump into them, I see them around. They're not usually the loudest ones. Same thing with our crown royals out there, the ones I see. They're not the lousy ones out there. They keep to themselves. But I'm urging you, do not quiet anymore. Take the rank, answer the call. Answer the call. If you are being moved to counsel the youth, open a channel where you counsel our youth. Tell our daughters, we're sitting on your knees. We are not cats or pussies, like they say. Empower our youth out there. This is a rebirth. Look at our awakening as a rebirth. Who we were before has to die. The slave has to die. Okay, for the royal to rise in us. It's a spiritual awakening. Okay, my children. Yes, my dear and amazing royals of Africa. So, to our sons and daughters out there, I know you there. Don't be intimidated by the savages because they speak louder, because they can scream louder, because they can raise a lot of following, because there are many feet that are. Monkosi Ronald said it's extremely hard when you do not acquiesce to white supremacy. Our people have handed us over to serve white people. No, my son, no. We decide in French. Those of you who watched the video I shared with our son Kemi Seba, we saying this generation, nous décidons. Hmm? What does it mean, my children? It means we call the shot. Our generation decide. Do you know that in Mali, it took the youth to take the truth to the street. The French troops were trying to cross Mali to go and intimidate, I don't know whichever neighbor. The youth said enough with this. They gathered. It was like 10,000 of them. They blocked the convoy. They stood in front of their tanks. They said, we dare you to ride over us. You want to cross our land to go and murder our brothers. This time around, no, nous décidons. So the youth got out, the youth did it, and guess what? The military had no choice but get involved. And it started the revolution we're now having. We have our son, our papa, our Monkosi, this little bitty guy, but standing on his principle and strength and faith in the God of his ancestor. He's the tallest Monkosi in Africa right now. Now what? Who said that? So take your courage, my sons and daughters. Bring positivity, okay? If you have a message, get involved. Even if you don't want to start your channel, you can send it to me and I share it. It's our job to heal our nation. It's our job to heal our people. Okay, so get involved. We got to build a new Israel. And it starts today. Today, not today. Yes, my dear Monkosi Thomas, send me an email. I'll pick it up from there, okay? My beautiful children, banatata, bananas, look at them, looking great, gorgeous, amazing as usual. Stand strong, my people. Being us bother many, including some stupid one we are born with. Sometimes the enemy be a family member. Sometimes the enemy be blood. That's why we need to activate our gifts so we are able to identify them. It's either we can heal them or we get rid of them from around us. Don't let anybody pull you down, okay? We've been naked and barefoot for too long. This queen here, I'm enjoying our new status. Yes. I know nobody sees what's coming, even though it's prophesied. I don't know, my dear children, it's like our people are, conveniently amnesic. Even the Bible, they claim they love so much, they're selective what they choose to read and what they choose to understand. But all that hypocrisy, it doesn't stand anymore. Okay? Everything is coming out, everything is being exposed. Yeah, Monkosi, Philip, I see you. Boo-wah. Boo-wah, my brother. So, you have to understand, we have to forgive ourselves before we can forgive anybody. I mean, we have to take responsibility for what happened to us, even allowing some idiot to come in our lives and abuse us. No, because the God in us never left us. The God in us has spoken to us time and time and time. But I guess sometimes we just choose to do whatever we want. And when things don't turn well for us, we complain. Oh, Zambe! We need to be encouraged. Tatan Zambe said this time he will gather us. Okay, so share the video. A lot is still coming, a lot. We have a research team. Our people back at home, they travel, they do all these things doing researches. So support the work of your queen. Share the video. Share the video, please. There's more to come about us. We want complete restoration. That identity we lost. All right, we don't need to fight no idiot. Is ours. Tata, I'm ready. I'm answering the call. That's all we need. Do you understand? We don't need to fight no idiot over that. The originals have appeared. And anything they took from our forefathers, they made a copy. Copy, 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 copy. These clowns. I'm a proud daughter of my father. I love my fathers to death. All right. And I will always defend their honor. As African, when we come here, do you think our parents let us get indebted in student loans, and parents who are so quick to kick their kids out the minute they turn 18? No. Our parents, they put us through school. Some of us come through scholarship paid by our government, okay? Because it's part of our culture to take care of your children. So even those who are born in poor family, they go abroad and go study anywhere they want. This is how our fathers treat us. Them here with all the money they have, their kids are indebted to their teeth, but they dare accuse our fathers to be the one who have sold their children. They're the one who sold their children on daily basis. They have them covenanted to debt. They came and enslaved them. They enslaved their own children too. Nonsense. Philip say your words of wisdom and understanding is very empowering, important. My people, that's what queens are for. They have ushered our black men to focus on sex. Sex has no color. Blacks have 9 chromosomes. Everyone else 6. Tell them, my queen. Tell them, my daughter. What? What musician don't sing? I tell you, my father's sons and daughters are coming out. All right? Let's reclaim our royalties. Our fathers and mothers were rulers. Let's not forget that. Not because they made slave of us that we should remain there. Nye, nye, nye. We royals. Nkosi say, my queen, is any significant of these Mundele all of the sudden trying to return our forefathers' artifacts and bones? Yes, because they can no longer harvest their energy to work with. They were using our forefathers' stuff against us. They can no longer. That's why, my dear children, when you go to their museum, your queen gonna share a little secret. Okay? Talk to them. Talk to our mask. Order them to break loose. They will start fires and floods because you, the children, the descendant, you have that power. You can pilot our stuff. They cannot. You get the power, my children. Remember that video I shared? I did the subtitle in English, that Prince Mwazulu, that son of a king Mwazulu. He's the one going to the museum and collecting our stuff. You saw in there, he said, you saw in there, he said that they had the stuff of the Luba people. He was telling his fellow royals that, hey, brothers, they have your stuff. They were the Luba. Who's Luba? That's Levi in a museum in Paris. They have the stuff of Levi they got for the Luba people, the Baluba. He was telling his brothers, hey, they have your stuff here. The stuff of Levi is here. Yeah. So stuff like that, you go, you pay them a visit, you buy the ticket, you say, in the name of all our ancestors, I order you to rise. I, your child, break free. They have them behind glasses. Is a form of prison. My children, when they expose their skeleton, is a form of humiliation to our kings. Okay, my children. But just like Tatan Zambe said, fear not. He wants us not to be afraid. Okay? He said, fear not. We have to trust in him. All he wants for us right now is to gather and to heal. Okay? To gather and to heal. Okay, my children. They made slave of us. He doesn't make us slave. We are not. It was for a time. Okay, my dear children. I told you that at my crowning, it blew my mind. I was like, who did you just call? I mean, Quay of whom? And I say, I'm like, ooh, are you for real? So they told me, yes, these are who we get our crown from. All these kingdoms, these people went and destroyed. These kingdoms came from the 12 original ones. And then they turn around and call us lost. We are so not lost. Okay, my children, so peace. We have to forgive ourselves first before we can forgive anybody. Let me say it again. We have to forgive ourselves first before we can forgive anybody. In healing, that's the first step. Because when a group of people comes to your house and just do about anything and go and check that anger, that resentment so many of our children are dealing with. They don't know the root cause. It's because they deal with the fact that there's a score that hasn't been settled. So it weighs on them. But it's not your burden to carry. Just follow the commands of Tatan Zambe and you will see he'll take care of the rest. But we need to ascend to a higher vibration. We need to run from toxicity. We need to run from divisive talk, because this time, this era we have entered is not favorable for evildoers. People are getting instant karma like this, quick, because this is the time Tatan Zambe had said that he protects. His protection over the weak is that even more powerful. Okay, so fear not. They may try to push you around, but get out. Be like that Monkosi, that son of us. He got a channel. He travels in Africa. He's a son of a king. These are the sons and the daughters of our kings that were stolen from us. They threw all of us in the boat like regular people, but I know our Crown Royal when we see them, because they have the disposition of their heart. Remember, I told you the number one quality to be selected as a king, you have to have bastard love, like we said, bastard love, like a lot of love in you. Because when the people are weak, you're the one who's supposed to rejuvenate them, infuse that love in them. And love is a key ingredient, because this is what allows us to maintain the connection with the God of our ancestors, Tatan Zambe. So you see, we can be hateful and evil. Those who look like us, who are all these things, they're not of us. Remember that. So the covenant with Tatan Zambe is a covenant of love. It's a covenant of unity. It's a covenant of purity, a covenant of light. So anything outside that we shouldn't dwell in. Okay? So we have to first forgive ourselves for not being able to defend ourselves, for not being able to protect ourselves and our loved ones. We have to forgive ourselves and understand. How are we going to be able to easily do it? By understanding, by taking responsibility, right? That how come our forefathers were sitting on all that wealth? They didn't think of, number one, uniting, and number two, building a strong military as instructed by Tatan Zambe. So you have to identify our shortcomings, our own level of involvement in our own demise, and go from there, and then forgive ourselves for not being in a position to protect us. This goes especially for our sons out there who walk around with their tail between their legs, because they grew up watching us getting beaten, getting raped, getting abused, getting talked down to. They were even taught to join the madness. My dear son, you have to go within first, layer by layer. First, forgive yourself and your fathers. Before we can forgive anybody, we have to start there. Forgiving ourselves for not being able to protect ourselves, for not being able to protect our homeland, our children, our wife, our everybody. Once we forgive ourselves, and then I tell you what to do next in our next royal chat. But the root cause of our anger, and explain anger. You're not mad at me. You're mad because we couldn't win this shit. We couldn't win this war. They beat us. They humiliated us. Oh man, they put us through extreme pain. And it's still going on, and it remained unchecked. This is what we need to face before we go out there and blame every and anybody. Okay, my children. That's right. Love does not destroy or hurt or steal or kill. But nevertheless, remember, We are God's people. We are divine being. Uh, that's why we need to do things correctly. Okay? That's a topic for another day. We've been already on for an hour. My grandfather, one day I told my grandfather, this girl, although I beat her up, these girls that were trying to bully me at the village, I told Papa, I beat her up, Papa, and today she comes again and get on my face, right? Because I've been a queen all along. It's just me who didn't know. See, when I was a child, my dad was an ambassador and we live mostly abroad. And I used to beat up some stupid kids out there. These white kids who their parents don't raise them right, so they come to school offending everybody. And me, as the daughter of my parents, I used to beat that behind correctly, right? And of course, my father had a diplomatic immunity. So the school principal had to call the parents and sit them down, like, talk to your children. Don't let them go and think they can abuse anybody. We have VIPs here. That girl's father is like a president in his country. In this country, he's an ambassador. You can't touch them. She can even unlive him and nothing gonna happen. So you see, so growing up with that, I was like, I'm ready to fight. Yes. And guess what? Nothing gonna happen. That's what he was at my school, right? And now growing up, becoming a crown queen, and now it's a whole different kind of immunity. Now this one is divine. That's why I risk going hard for my people and tell idiot off, because this type of immunity is from God himself. That's why he gives us license to roast, right? So all along, I never understood why I used to just attract conflict. Kids that would just gather and want to fight me. But all along, Tatan Zambei was forming me. He was just like training me to be the staff, because a queen or a king can be a womb either. So I told my grandfather that girl got on my face again. And you know what my grandfather told me? He said, you see what, Mama? It's like you need to apply yourself in everything we do. All right? Because had you beat her correctly, she wouldn't have dared look your way as soon as you show up. So go back and do it correctly. Yeah, Thomas said he got better at controlling his anger. Yes, my son, please do. Because they will bait us, especially you, our boys, our males, our prince, kings and all. They will bait you because they know that anger is there. So process it. It's not your fault. We lost. Yeah, we lost. But we won't be losing forever. We need to heal. We need to understand why we're hurting the way we are hurting. Okay? All right, so to my beautiful and amazing royals of Africa, peace, my people, at all times. Keep peace in your heart. Never lose your peace nor allow anybody in your surrounding get you to the point where you lose it. Once you lost your peace, you lost your connection, okay? Love in your heart. The people of God are loving. They're not hateful, okay? And unity, for without which we are done and over. We need to, without unity, and guys, without unity, pack up your women and the finest one. I want you guys to picture it, what I'm about to tell you. You pack your women, the finest one, your daughters, the finest one, your houses, your mansions, your cars, your bank account, pack it, including your queen. Find me, you put on top and you hand over. Yes, that's what would be the cost or division of division. All right? If I need to give you a visual, okay? what will be equate to division? If we maintain the divide, we may as well take everything we have and hand it over, okay? Including your queen. Yes, my queen, go be a slave. If you're capable of doing that, then stay divided. All right? I think I've said enough. To my beautiful and amazing royals of Africa, stay forever loved, protected, and divinely guided. Okay? Let your feet never be attracted by anything which is evil. All right? They shall never see you when they come flying over your house. You are covered. You are covered by the blood of our big brother, Yisala, Yeli, all right? Isaiah Congo. He's our bro. Yes, please do email me. Okay, my beautiful children, I love this. This is good energy. And I feel it all. The love you're sending, I feel it. Okay, my children. So be at peace. All right. Until next time. Mwah.